It's wonderful to be here once more, dear children of Earth. We are watching over and seeing how many of you are going with the flows of Gaia. Your Earth is changing beneath your feet, and you are all beginning to change and go with the flow as Gaia is beginning to change. She is changing directions. She is also remembering. She is shedding. She is cleansing. The more that you can ground and the more that you can give love and compassion and help to your earth, the quicker that humanity can raise up to this new vibration. We ask you all to go within, to into your heart space, to be able to know what is the right thing to do in any one moment, in any one day. You all know the difference between right and wrong, and there is much temptation on your earth. This is why you, dear souls, choose to come here to incarnate, for the temptation is where you learn. You learn to become a better being. You learn to raise your vibration so that you become and more enlightened within your lifetime before you return back to your soul with the new knowledge, lessons, learning, coherence that you had in any one lifetime. So we are seeing many of you making the decision to leave the earth plane right now as you feel you have learnt what you needed to learn. And there are many of you who are beginning to leave because you know that the journey ahead is not dark enough for you, and we are taking care of those who have lost their direction away from the light, and as they leave they are enveloped in love. So do not worry about those souls who are leaving in a destructive way or in a way of um, ending their existence on the earth right now. It may appear to you that they have become lost, but they will continue to learn as they come across to spirit. People will be leaving in large numbers from certain areas on the earth plane. And again, this is not something to concentrate on as a catastrophe. It is merely a shift and change of energies. Where the dark energies have concentrated together, the earth will be cleansed, and they already are aware of this and have chosen to leave the earth plane all in one go. Please, we have been asking you for many months, many earth years, not to concentrate on the negative and not to believe the stories that you are fed in your news. It's to use your discernment to read and find your own truth, what news you want to follow. We ask you all to be in nature as much as you possibly can, for you will begin to see that there are more stars visible in your skies, and you will begin to hear about new bodies of light being discovered in your galaxy. Things are changing as they come into alignment with your dear Gaia. She is rebirthing, she is birthing fertile lands, and she is cleansing unfertile lands where humanity has raped and pillaged and disregarded her. So we are helping her to cleanse the areas which have no longer have any sort of respect or recognition for her. Do not panic. to feel that you have to move areas, for you will all begin to understand that there is a migration of humanity, there is a shift of where people are living, but this is happening over many, many years and begun many years ago within Gaia. There are people who are realizing they can live happily as communities, and in the past this has been frowned upon, as there were words that were used that came away from community, like negative words like communes, that were made into negative. Please follow your own hearts and allow yourselves to go back to community living, for there will be much shift in 2027 concentrated around community living. You will begin to realize how little land you need to feed and clothe yourselves if you work as a community. We are asking you to have an awareness of the planetary alignments, just to have an awareness on your mood and your emotions, because when you have a realization that actually your emotions are and can be governed by where the planetary alignments are, you will begin to be able to work with more clarity of self-forgiveness, self-understanding, and giving yourself silence when you need it, stillness when you need it. Allow yourselves to be busy and to forge forwards when things are falling into alignment for you. We are asking you as much as possible on a daily basis to be aware of the gold and the silver strands. Bring the gold and the silver strands in and wrap them around you to protect your personal energy. We want you to be aware that you are connected to your dear earth through the silver strand at the base of your spine, and you have the golden light going out to your father sky, out to Uranus, out to your father sun, out into the cosmos. Please be aware of the gold and silver as you begin to head towards the Lion's Gate. Be aware of the gold, bring it in, breathe it in. Sit with your breath as you bring this beautiful golden energy in. Find a rhythm that works for you. Need it to be rhythmically. Don't force it, just sit with it until you find a sweet point there within your heart center, a rhythm that suits you with your breath. For the breath work as you go into Lion's Gate will be very important to open you up to the messages that the Syrians and the Lyrans will bring you at this time. There will be much love upon your planet, and many of you feel camaraderie. Many of you feel that you want to rise up, but rise up through love, not rise up through aggression. For the need to be aggressive in your voice, the aggression to be heard, this need will begin to diminish as you go into the Lion's Gate. Absorb and breathe in the golden light every day between now and the 8th of August. Be aware of all the feline energy upon your planet, for this energy is bringing healing, it is bringing togetherness, and you will once again begin to find your tribe, your place where you know you fit in. There will be many of you who will feel that you are spontaneously changing your lives, and you will need to be brave enough to tell yourself each day to follow your heart. For many of you will change career paths, many of you will follow your heart, many of you will begin to remember who you are. For many of you will start once again to stand in circles, to stand together, to have an awareness of each other. Embrace this golden light as you go forwards, and between now and the 12th of September, embrace your sun, for the sun is getting stronger because we are sending you the plasma rays, and this is to help the physical body to keep up with the new energies, the new vibrations upon your planet. We have to go at the speed that you are ready to go at, for we cannot floor any of you. We do not want any of you to be tipped so far out of harmony that it is too difficult for you to do Spirit's work. We appreciate all of you who are standing in coherence and harmony. We thank you all. We ask you to find your voices. We ask you to remember how it feels to whistle a tune, to hum a tune, to sing together. We ask you to start up choirs in your neighborhood. You know who you are. Those of you with a voice who know you can sing, we ask you to use it to bring everybody together. For there will be many more of you gathering together, not even realizing really that you are standing together in heart, for it will be many creative groups beginning to start. So you may feel that there are many more community projects in your area that are based on creativity. So you may find that there are music circles, there are crafting circles, there are art circles. We ask you all to find a circle for you to sit in, for when you sit as a community in a circle, you are connecting with Metatron. You are connecting with Metatron and Metatron's high vibration, for they are ascended and bringing much love through you all, through your creative side. You will begin to realize that you are all creative beings, and many of you will go directly into the flow of allowing this to come. Try to do this through your soul and not through your head. It's to embrace it through a soul heart connection. Try not to allow your ego to believe that it is a skill that you always had, for what is happening is you are beginning to come deeper, higher, more in tune with the field of where there is coherence of everything. So you always had these abilities, but it is not just you as an individual. It is the creativeness that is there as a whole, that you are all a whole part of. For there will be many gatherings. We will ask many of you to come to different places upon your earth, places you may be surprised to be drawn to go. Listen to your heart. These are not necessarily places that historically upon your earth have been shown as spiritual sites, but there are many more of you beginning to become aware that there are ancient sites that have never been discovered or talked about. For as Gaia is changing where her chakras are upon the earth, you will begin to find that different places that always felt like you were coming home may change. the spirit, the love, the energy will still be within those places, within those centers, but there will be new spiritual centers upon Gaia. We are showing them slowly and gradually, and we are grateful for all those who are listening to us and following their hearts to go and sit in meditation, to sit in coherence, to sit in song, to help us to heal and bring back online these centers within the earth, within Gaia. We bring you the knowledge that there are many of you we are asking to travel to these places, but you do not need to leave the comfort of your living room, for you can stay in your home and you can go deep into meditation and allow yourself to travel there on a soul level, for you do not need to physically go. You will begin to learn that when you sit deep in meditation, that you really are experiencing going to these places on Gaia. Trust in yourself. We ask you, when you have these spiritual experiences, to please talk about them, for in the past it has all been kept quiet and you have all felt embarrassed, ashamed, or frightened to talk about it for fear of being mocked. For there are many, many, many more of you waking up now. So we ask you for between now and October to please find the courage within you to talk about your experience with others, to talk about your experiences, your knowings in your heart with those who you would think may mock you or would think wouldn't understand it, for they too are having those experiences. And the way for you to know each other are having these experiences is for you to feel and find the courage to speak about it. We thank you for listening today. We ask you, if you can, gather together as much as you can on the 12th of September. For the 12th of September, there is a beautiful energy upon Gaia. We will talk more about this in the future, for it is around the 12th of September that we are trying to create a pinnacle of love upon Gaia, for we are connecting with her volcanoes, we are connecting deep in her core, and there are many of our fellow beings who live deep within Gaia, who are helping her to birth her new alignment of chakras. So there will be many of you who will be called upon around the middle of September. We are thinking at the moment around the 12th of September, the 12th, maybe the 13th, but we will be asking you to sit deep in meditation to spread love across your planet so that she can birth in a way that is safe for all of you. Do not be alarmed. There is nothing to be afraid of, for this is merely a shift and a change. And we love you all. We're very grateful for all you are doing. Once again, we ask you to find your authenticity, speak truthfully about your findings, about your inner beliefs, and about your experiences. For we thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not actually, I can't, I think I got out of the way much more than usual. So I'm going to have to watch this back to know to talk about it, because I'm not sure what Gabriel talked about today. So I'll watch it back and then I'll come back and chat to you.
Gosh, there was so much information there. Having watched it back, I won't talk about all of it, but I particularly loved the bit that Gabriel starts with, saying that they're loving how much more humanity is going with the flows of Gaia and how Gaia is changing direction. They explain to us how we like to incarnate here on the earth plane because of temptation, and how we all know right from wrong, and that when we incarnate, temptation is one of those things for us to know whether we're doing right from wrong, and that's how we gain our, I suppose, spiritual enlightenment, or maybe it's to do with, I mean, I always see it as the sort of ascension, or that when we go back to the whole, that we have learnt much more about ourselves. They were talking about lots of people leaving, large numbers of people leaving the earth plane at once, and I felt that was to do with certain areas being cleanse, but they were explaining that everybody has free will, and that we don't look at it as a catastrophe, because each one of those souls that's leaving is leaving through their own free will. They talk about migration and how people will be migrating, and how we have been for many years, and how where people are living on the planet is changing. So they just suggested, you don't need to rush into that, as we begin to realize that there'll be a lot more community living. And between now and going to the 8th of August, which is Lionsgate, they asked us if we could absorb as much gold energy as we can. I think they explained that we're grounded to Gaia with the silver, and then connected out to the sun through the gold. So it's to be breathing it in, finding the rhythm of your breathing. They also explained that the sun is changing and bringing us plasma, and I think we are water and plasma. That's what I think we're made of. So they just explained that the sun is bringing us more plasma. They asked us to use our voice to sing. They were talking about many more of us finding our creative side and sitting in circles together, and not only using your voice for singing, but also they encouraged us to talk about our spiritual experiences with others, and especially those who you would think wouldn't talk about spiritual experiences or wouldn't want to hear about your spiritual experiences. And as you do so, those people will then begin to go, well, I had an experience. So they're just asking us all to be a little bit more, I suppose it's to be more authentic, because that's what we're heading towards. If every single soul on earth can become authentic, then my goodness me, what an amazing place it's going to be to live. And they were talking about Gaia changing her chakras, so changing the places on Earth of where her chakras are, and we might find that places that we've always been to that are very highly spiritual, they still feel spiritual, but we'll kind of feel a shift. So I think Gaia is changing also with her the energy centers that are her chakras on the Earth. And they were finishing off just by asking us to gather together around the mid-September. They were saying sort of 12th, 13th of September, and they were saying they're trying to create a pinnacle of love, trying to create a pinnacle of love. That was what they said, to raise the vibration up on earth. So if you can get together with friends, as many as you can, gather together and sit in meditation or in celebration, sing around September the 12th. And again, thank you so much for watching.